Everyone, welcome to the show. I have a bunch of updates to share about Donald Trump cases and investigations. The first bit of news shared by Donald Trump Jr. is related to the $250 million lawsuit where he and his daddy were just found guilty in New York. In an interview with Sloppy Steve Bannon, Don Jr. said that he could lose his beloved cabin in New York. I guess he loves to go there to vacation and to fish, womp womp and thoughts and prayers. Don Jr. said, quote, "If you read the letter of the law, theoretically, my cabin in upstate New York, because it's owned in an LLC, that is a corporation, and therefore, because I'm a part of it, somehow that has to be disbanded. So then what or who actually owns my cabin at this point?" Meanwhile, Trump had another meltdown on his failing social media site. He claimed in part, quote, "I have a deranged Trump-hating judge who railroaded this fake case through my New York City court at a speed never seen before, refusing to let it go to the commercial division where it belongs, denying me everything, no trial, no jury." It was Trump's decision, or at least it was his attorney's decision, it seems, to not have a jury trial. The judge doesn't determine whether you get a bench trial or a jury trial. That is up to the defendant. So they either purposely opted for a bench trial, meaning that the judge acts as the jury, or they may have screwed up. They may have made a mistake. Attorney Michael Popok says that it's the latter. In a video that he posted about the matter, Popok said, quote, "Donald Trump's lawyers screwed up again. His then lawyer, Alina Habba, screwed up the procedures in New York, didn't file the appropriate paper on time, and therefore Donald Trump was properly denied a jury trial." Keyword there is properly. Don't do your job, and you get what you get. I mean, really sounds like Alina Habba doesn't know what she's doing, right? I mean, look at the whole Clinton defamation lawsuit debacle that ended up costing Trump a ton of money under her direction. And then in related news, Ivanka Trump is listed as a witness in this New York fraud case, but not for Trump. The attorney general is planning to call Ivanka to testify against her father and brothers. So that's a bit of a sticky wicket, isn't it? Next is news about the Georgia RICO trial. Judge Scott McAfee ruled that the names of the jurors in those upcoming trials will remain secret until the trials have ended. In court filings and during the proceeding, the jurors are going to be referred to only by a number. And the judge is also going to bar videos, photos, and or drawings of the jurors. And this is, of course, the result of Trump supporters posting the names and addresses of the grand jurors on social media and, this so-called Russian-based website. So in regard to the Georgia charges as well, Rolling Stone is reporting that Trump asked his attorneys how he could suppress a key piece of evidence in that case. Evidently, Trump wanted to get the recording of his so-called perfect phone call with the Georgia Secretary of State, the one where he asked him to find him votes. He wanted to get that call tossed. Well, Trump's legal team doesn't think that that's a sound legal strategy, so they're instead reportedly advising Trump to stick with his original story, to just say, "I did nothing wrong. I was just trying to get accurate vote totals because I believe there was fraud." So we'll see what happens. In regard to the 14th Amendment challenge to Trump's candidacy, he was hit with a protective order in the state of Colorado. Denver District Judge Sarah Wallace ruled that Trump is prohibited from issuing threats or intimidating statements in this case. It was brought by the Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington. It's called CREW for short. So they are arguing that Trump is not legally allowed to even run for office because he participated in or, took part or aided and abetted in the insurrection. And then another case exactly like this had just got a court date. A court date was set for a federal court in Arizona, October 23rd, to start hearing arguments. That is for the 14th Amendment case in that state to determine if Trump is eligible to appear on their state's ballot in 2024. So again, another group is trying to get him disqualified under the 14th Amendment for supposedly taking part. We all know he did, but supposedly, allegedly taking part in an insurrection. So that's that. And you may have already heard this, but in case you have not, in Trump's classified documents case, his former assistant, Molly Michael, told the special prosecutors that Trump used the back of classified documents, essentially a scratch paper. He would leave her to-do lists on the back of classified documents. And when Trump found out that she had received a subpoena in this classified documents case, he told her, quote, "You don't know anything about the boxes." And then Trump is also said to be privately freaking out about the potential of life in prison. According to Rolling Stone news outlet, he's been asking questions about what he'd have to wear, what type of prison he would be sent to, if it's a quote unquote good prison or a bad prison, as if there's anything like a good prison. He asked if he would retain his Secret Service protection, things like that. And some of Trump's allies are actually convinced he is going to be convicted. Attorney Alan Dershowitz, who totally keeps his underwear on when he gets a massage at Jeffrey Epstein's mansion, he told right-wing news outlets, a right-wing news outlet, I should say, quote, "We're going to have some convictions of Donald Trump because he's being tried in districts where you can't get a fair trial." Then Dershowitz claimed, though, that, quote, "These convictions will be reversed after the election." Yeah. Former Proud Boys chairman Enrique Tarrio, who's also now a prison inmate, he said in a recent jailhouse interview, quote, "They're going to convict Donald Trump here in Washington, D.C. I am 100% sure of that. With a D.C. jury, there's no way he's going to be discharged." So we'll see. I mean, I hope they're right. You know, let's hope for that broken clock theory. All right, guys. I will let you know when I hear more. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please donate if you possibly can. Love you all. Take care. I will talk with you soon.